皆さんおはようございます。Thank you for joining me today. This is the Easy Japanese News article for January 13th, 2026. 2026年1月13日の今日の記事でございます。So we'll read out our title here, do a little bit of vocab and grammar, and then come back to our title. We have 東京23区では20歳の6人に1人が外国人。Okay, so our headline today does not have much vocabulary. So we have ku, which is ward. Now this is referring to the wards in Tokyo. So Tokyo has wards instead of cities and towns. They also have cities and towns, but the major areas of Tokyo, those are all ku or wards. So like Shinjuku Ward, Nakano Ward, Taito Ward, Suginami Ward. Those would all be in Japanese ku. So Shinjuku Ku, Nakano-ku, Meguro-ku, Taito-ku, Suginami-ku. So that's ward in Tokyo. And then there's a total of 23 wards in main Tokyo. Okay. And we have gaikokujin, which is a foreigner. Okay, so for our grammar point today, a nice and simple one. So when giving statistics with numbers, we can use nani nani ni nani nani or something ni something. This is like saying blank in blank when you're giving statistics. I think this will make more sense when we go over these examples. So we have この質問に答えられるのは100人に3、4人ぐらいらしいです。So here we have この質問. So この is this 質問 question に答えられる. So this comes from the verb 答える to answer in the potential form, so able to answer this question. So この質問に答えられるのは so the things that can answer this question, or the people in this case that can answer this question は it's our main idea with は and 100人に so 100人 is 100 people, and then this is this ni that we're using from our grammar point. So 100人に3、4人ぐらい. So 3、4人 would be 3 or 4 people with our counter for people as 人 with ぐらい being around. And then らしいです is this apparently, or I hear, or you got this information from somewhere else, so we'll use らしいです. So apparently only around 3 to 4 people out of 100 can answer this question. So we have our 100 before our ni and our 3 to 4. So out of 100, we have 3 or 4 people that can answer this question. So, okay, and then our other examples, we have 数百年に1回ぐらいしか現れない彗星だ. So 数百年. So we have 100年, which is 100 years. This su is like several when we add it in front of another number. So 数百年 would be several hundred years. Ni, and this is a ni from the grammar point, 一回. So 一回 would be one time. So we have out of several hundred years, one time. ぐらいしか, so ぐらい once again around. And then this shka, we always have to have a negative with this shka. But when we have a negative and a shka together, that means like only. And then arareru is to appear or to show up. But when we have the shka and the nai, that means only appear. And then suisei is a comet. So this comet only appears once every several hundred years. 数百年に1回ぐらいしか現れない彗星だ. Okay, so coming back to our title, we have 東京23区では20歳の6人に1人が外国人. So 東京 23区 is the 23 wards. Then this では tells us within those 23 Tokyo wards. 20歳 20-year-olds の6人に1人. So this is where we have our grammar here. So 6人に1人 would be 1 out of every 6 people. And then this no is telling us what kind of people we're dealing with. So 1 out of every 6 20-year-olds is ga. It's our going to do something or be something. 外国人. So in the Tokyo 23 wards, 1 in every 6 20-year-old is a foreigner. Okay, so here is our vocabulary list from the article. We have ku, which is a ward, as in a ward in Tokyo. We have 外国人, which is a foreigner. 成人, which is an adult. 大人 is another word for adult. This can also be something more like a grown-up, whereas 成人 is like a legal term when you're considered an adult legally. 大人 is kind of someone who's considered to be grown up. We have 祝う, to celebrate. 調べ, so 調べ comes from the verb 調べる, to investigate or to look into a matter, but you can use this as a noun to mean like an investigation or research that someone has done. You would say 調べ. And we have 専門家, which is experts or professionals. 人口 is population. 減る is to decrease. 足りる is for something to be enough or sufficient. 若者 is young people or youth. 割合 is a ratio or a rate. 増える is for something to increase. 協力する is to cooperate or to work together. 社会 is society. And 話し合い is a discussion. It comes from the verb 話し合う, to discuss something. But this is a noun, 話し合い, a discussion.
昨日は成人の日でした。大人になった人たちをお祝いする日です。NHK の調べでは、東京23区で今年3月までの1年間に20歳になる人は8万5千人ぐらいでした。この中で1万5千人ぐらいが外国人でした。これは6人の中で1人が外国人ということになります。特に新宿区は2人に1人が外国人でした。専門家は、日本は人口が減っていて働く人が足りなくなっています。これからも外国人の若者の割合は増えそうです。日本人と外国人が一緒に協力して社会を作るための話し合いも必要ですと話しています。
Okay, let's jump right into our article here.
昨日は成人の日でした。
Okay, very simple. 昨日は or 12日は so the 12th or yesterday. は our main topic. 成人の日 so 成人 adult 日 day or coming of age day, adult day. でした was. So yesterday was the coming of age day or coming of age ceremony day.
大人になった人たちをお祝いする日です。
Okay, so 大人になった so this is 大人になる so なる is to become. We always use the particle に with になる so 大人になった this is in the past tense, so it'll be people who became an adult, and then this 人 all of this is being described by this 大人になった so 人たち would be the plural for people. So people who have become an adult. O, so we're doing something to these people. お祝いする So this is a humble form of iwao. So iwao is to celebrate something. O iwai suru is just a humble feel to it. We'll have to maybe cover this grammar some other time, but this is just a way to make it sound more humble. Also a little more fancy for things like holidays. O iwai suru. And then hi is day, yes. So there's an invisible subject here, and that is seijin no hi. So seijin no hi is a day. So coming of age day is a day. Then all of this describes what kind of a day it is. So what kind of a day is it? It's a day where you celebrate people who have become adults.
NHK の調べでは、東京23区で今年3月までの1年間に20歳になる人は8万5千人ぐらいでした。
Okay, so NHK の調べでは、so 調べ is an investigation or research done by someone. So NHK の調べ So research done by NHK or an investigation done by NHK. This dewa is in such research. 東京23区で So in the 23 wards of Tokyo. 今年 this year 3月まで So 3月 is March and then まで was up to March. And then if we want to connect this to a noun to describe the noun, So 3月までの1年間. So 1年 is 1 year. And then we add this kan here that makes it a period of 1 year. So all of this together is the period of 1 year up to March of this year. So what that means is from March of last year to March of this year. A little bit easier to describe it that way in English, but in Japanese we'd say 今年3月までの1年間. The year leading up to the period of 1 year leading up to March of this year. So from March of last year to March of this year. Right? Ni. So in this period, 20歳になる. Once again, になる to become. So 20歳になる人. People who will become 20 wa. That's our main topic here. 8万5千人. So 8万 80,000. 5,000 is 5,000. So 85,000. Nin is people. And ぐらい is around. And でした was. So, okay, so according to NHK research, the number of people who will turn 20 in the 1 year period leading up to March of this year is 85,000 people in the Tokyo 23 wards area.
この中で1万5千人ぐらいが外国人でした。
So, この中で So, この a lot of times can be referring to something that happened in the sentence before. So what's that referring to? And this naka is inside of this. So inside of this group of people here. So from among the 85,000 people we're talking about, 1万5千人. So 15,000. 1万 is 10,000. 5,000 is 5,000. So 15,000 ぐらい. Around 15,000 が外国人でした. So 外国人, once again, foreigner, and でした were or was. Right? So from among this group of people, 15,000 of them, or around 15,000 of them, were foreigners.
これは6人の中で1人が外国人ということになります。
Okay, so これは once again これ referring to the thing previous. This fact we just talked about. これは6人の中で So in a group of 6 people で being our location or where this is taking place, in that group of 6 people 1人が So one and then this one ga, there are subject here. So they're going to do or be something. 外国人, and they're going to be foreigners. ということになります. So という is this kind of a thing, a so-called thing. And then ことになります. So ことになります is used for various different meanings or various different used in various different ways. Here this means like that kind of is what that means, right? So we have this number here, this 85,000 people, and this 15,000 people. What does that mean? What does it become? Literally, it becomes, due to having these facts, it becomes such that, and then so here it means that 1 in every 6 people is a foreigner. And that's what kind of a thing we're talking about here.
特に新宿区は2人に1人が外国人でした。
Okay, and then 特に is particularly or especially. So 特に新宿区は so 新宿 ward は it's our main topic here. 2人に1人. So our grammar here, 2人に1人. 2人 is 2 people, 1人 is 1 person. So 1 out of every 2 people が外国人でした were foreigners. So particularly in the Shinjuku ward, 1 in every 2 people were foreigners.
専門家は、日本は人口が減っていて、働く人が足りなくなっています。
So 専門家は this is experts or professionals. And our main topic here, は and then we have a long quote, and they're just saying this, so we're going to just go back into the quote. So the professionals or experts say, 日本は so Japan is, or in Japan as far as Japan goes, 人口が減っていて. So 人口 is the population, and 減る here is to decrease, but then this is in the ている form followed by the て form. So Japan is in a state where the population is decreasing. That's what the ている does. We're in that state, currently decreasing. And then 働く人. So 人 is people. 働く is working. So people who work が足りなくなっています. So 足りる is for something to be sufficient. That's going to 足りない, which means not sufficient, there are not enough. And then we are using くなる, so currently turning into so that there is not enough people. And then that ています, we are currently in that state. So the number of working individuals are becoming less and less sufficient. There are not enough workers. So they say in Japan, there are not enough workers due to the population decreasing.
これからも外国人の若者の割合は増えそうです。
Okay, これからも. So これから is going into the future, も implying that it's already in that state. That is the case, but it's going to apply also into the future. So also going forward, 外国人の若者. So 外国人 would be foreigners, 若者 would be young people, so young foreigners. We're still connecting to another noun here with の. So の割合. So the ratio or the proportion of young foreigners, 外国人の若者の割合は増えそうです. So 増える is for something to increase. We attach そうです to that. That means it seems like, or it appears like that is going to be the case. So it seems like the ratio or proportion of young foreigners is going to increase going into the future as well.
日本人と外国人が一緒に協力して社会を作るための話し合いも必要ですと話しています。
So we'll just finish off with と話しています. This is something that the experts are saying, right? So 日本人 or 日本人と外国人が so Japanese people and foreigners が they're going to do something or be something 一緒に together 協力して so 協力する is to cooperate, work together. In the te form, so they're going to cooperate and do something else. 社会を作る so 社会 is society を作る is to create society or make society. And all of this is being attached to tame. So in order to do all of this, and then this tame is also being connected to another noun with no. So we can kind of slowly break that down. So 作るため, let's go up to that point. So Japanese people and foreigners, in order for Japanese people and foreigners to work together and create society. And then we're using this tame to connect to hanashiai. So hanashiai is a discussion. And then we have mo hitsuyou desu. So we know all of this is describing what kind of a discussion we're having, but let's just talk about the rest of the sentence. So hanashiai mo hitsuyou desu. Hitsuyo is necessary. So what is necessary? Discussions are also necessary. And then what kind of discussions? So discussions for making it possible for Japanese people and foreigners to create society while working together. Kind of a real big mess when you put it into English, but that's kind of where we're at. So thank you so much for being here today. Hopefully you enjoyed this article. If you did and you have not yet, please like and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you're notified every weekday when we upload these videos. And I will plan on seeing you tomorrow for another article. ありがとうございました。また明日。